Good morning, YouTube. We are going to do a review of The Division by Tom Clancy. It is his last game since he did pass away. Gamers everywhere are sad about that. Even if you're not a military player, you've heard of Tom Clancy games. So we will try and do this review with some serious justice. Now, first off, a lot of you have most likely heard of the griefable moments on this game. And there are some serious nasties. Only one truly comes to everyone's attention, and that is, let me see if I can find it, this guy. I'm level 1. This was the first 2 minutes, like the very first mission you do in the game. And this guy blocked the door. I stood here for 20 minutes and then decided to get this video. If you would like to block this jackass piece of crap, be my guest. There are guys on both sides of this door that kinda try and push him away, and I don't know if you see that in this video, but like that guy's trying to push through, and some of our guys eventually tried to push through, and that guy stayed there the entire time. So griefing is a thing. I haven't, ever since that room, I haven't had anybody do that to me. So I don't know if they fixed it and you can push just slightly past people now, or just nobody wants to be that big a jerk. So amazing on this game. This is just graffiti that me and the wife found. I play with her on this game most of the time. I did the Dark Zone a lot alone last night, so that was fun. Anybody who has ever played a game with fire, you know that fire graphics are the way you can tell a game is good or not. That was the map loadout they've got. But like, fire has sound, it's got light, it flickers. Like, if you ever see a fire go out, it leaves ashes and sparks, and it looks like everything got crispy. That's usually how you can tell how good a game is by how its fire looks. Now, its fire looks a little better in person. Here, let me give you guys a little gameplay to work with. As an MMO, to me, it's a little lacking. And there you've got language and graffiti. This game pulls no punches. It is rated mature because bad things happen to people. Good people, bad people, it doesn't matter. As an MMO, I expected more from it. Most MMOs you want to play, you expect to, like, it's New York City. You should be passing good guys left and right, fellow players every now and then. Or see a guy fighting a couple of level 6s and he's only level 4 and he's getting his butt beat, and you want to be able to be that character to show him, in 10 levels, you can be this boss like me. And you just like one-shot all the people he's fighting. Here, you don't have that option. You never see anybody. Now, as an RPG, the game is actually pretty good. It's got its own crafting system, it's got its own skill loadouts. This game is unique in that every now and then you will earn skill points or mods for your particular loadouts. Like me, I have rolling, that little green rolly ball I had is actually a heat-seeking mine. It will roll around a car and like blow up and kill people. Here I was hoping I could jump the ledge and take the box with me, and I couldn't. The quest system, it's not buggy, but it feels like they could have streamlined it more. Like, you see the guy running, and he's real quick and all that jazz, and I had her drop the box for me so I could pick the box up and be able to show you guys just how much slower he goes. Like, that's as fast as she can go now, and here I'm running, and you're dashing around. But then you pick up, like, these little boxes. I mean, this is about the size of every single carry mission in the game. And you just crawl. I mean, you can still aim your pistol, but your pistol is usually your weakest weapon, and points you get for skills and all that can be reallocated. So coming off of Destiny and Neverwinter, where there are certain things that you do or you choose for your character that you can never change again, for Neverwinter, once you put a perk or a feat point, though, that's really nice. The one big thing I have against the gameplay on this game is physics. The physics in this game are perfect unless you're a bad guy. If you're a bad guy character, physics don't apply to you. Like we saw later on in this video, my character jumps out a window and takes like a bar and a half's worth of damage to his health. Whereas the bad guy, here you'll see, jumps out the window like a boss, takes 0 damage other than the bullet I put into him as he's falling. Now, I get it. I'm assuming the guys who made the game were terrified that you would like run up into buildings like this and then jump out the window, run to cover, and then hope that the stupid AI would like jump out the window after you, lose like over half their health, and then you would just be able to polish them off. Because you have ways to heal. You have medical kits. You have, see, my little green rolly ball, he's so adorable. And when he explodes, it's just, pew! It's cute. But yeah, the physics, that is one of the biggest things. Like the jumping and the fall damage, you have to worry about like tactically jumping out of a window or retreating, like just jumping down 10 feet will drop your health. And it drives you nuts when like you jump out a window and the entire enemy team like jumps out a window and takes no damage compared to you, and you're like, well, that's just not fair. It's not fair. Let's see. You can build an alternate character in this game, and I have yet to understand why. Because you can change your outfits, you can change your loadout of skills and weapons, why do you need a second character? I mean, I would assume it's so that you can farm lower level gear or play with a lower level friend of yours. Like say a couple months from now they work out any and all bugs. I mean, you know how some of us do it. We wait until bugs get worked out of a new system, a new game, and then we play the game. So like for this, the griefing was a big thing on day one, and some people that had pre-ordered it couldn't download it on day one. So there were bugs. So some people will wait a week to 2 weeks. I bought it Wednesday because I needed to wait to download it online. And me and the wife both have it, and we played it, and it's a great game. It's nigh perfect. There are not bugs per se, but there are inconsistencies. Like there are times you will wipe out an entire group of enemies only to like walk maybe 100 feet away and come back and actually see the people spawn literally in front of your face. That hurts. Especially when you're in the dark zone and everybody's like a level or 2 tougher than you, a level or 2 like better armor, better gear, better, like they can 2 or 3 shot you. It hurts. Every piece of gear you get, you can either break down for crafting parts. A weapon becomes a weapon part, an armor becomes an armor part. Tools and mods give you tools and mod parts. The Dark Zone has its own crafting material because there are some crafting blueprints you can find or buy in the Dark Zone. Or, instead of breaking them down to crafting materials, you can sell them for money. So weapons are like two different kinds of currency. Destiny should really look at this because they did it right. I know you will see some people and some reviewers like IGN and Metacritic. I've read both, and they both compare vaguely Division to current shooter MMOs like Destiny. Division is a totally different class all by itself. Here's the inventory system. These are the abilities. I do kind of get upset because every time I go into the ability menu, it usually gives me that screen of, you've unlocked mods. I'm like, I know, I was there. Here's my little bombs. I have since unlocked mods that let them split into baby bombs. It's glorious. You have a turret, and the turret's a little sad. I will do this to give you guys kind of like a little teaser. We'll let it load. This is the turret you summon, and I know some games, and even the enemies, they'll summon like this giant turret that looks all impressive, and then you've got yours. And it's a little pew-pew gun. But this gun actually does work. The second you bring it out, the enemies run in terror. Like, they hide under cover because it keeps shooting at covers and it's got unlimited ammo. The only way to destroy it is if they shoot it or it runs out of battery power. As you see, it's about to run out of battery, and then it just kind of fizzles out. It's sad and pathetic, I know. Another thing I have against this game is its clothing system. Here's my guns, ammo, weapons, all that. And you can see some of them on here. Like, if you change your backpack, it actually changes your look. Problem is, for some of this, I would like to be able to zoom out or look around. Because, like, you can change your pants. And I have to look at my butt all the time. So sometimes I like to see, are they really tight in the back? Am I going to look like I'm wearing, like, skinny jeans with this butch-looking guy? And it doesn't work out. I'd like to look around. I don't want to have to exit out, run, crouch a couple of times to figure out, like, okay, yeah, these are the pants I want to wear. They don't look so terrible. Also, if you want to change the looks of your actual, like, outer gear, your coat, your hat, you've got to go all the way over here, multiple button presses. I come outside to do all my things. Like, if you want to compare what things look like, you have to click on one, then click on the other, then click on the other. They don't put same outfits in the same places, so like here's a bold leather jacket, here's a lined leather jacket. All that changes is the coloration, but now maybe I want to look at this one with like the bold leather jacket. This one works, because go me. But like, what if I want to compare that white jacket with my white parka? Some of the pieces of gear don't really seem to do much to you. Like, me and the wife, we didn't get a scarf until like level 12, 13. It was a little sad. And we were looking forward to seeing what that looked like. Again, there are times when you try and change the shoes, but if you're standing in snow, you can't see them. If you are standing inside a building, let's see if I can get it to... 9 times out of 10, it bugs out on me, like this. If I want to change my coat, or my shoes, or my pants, I can't exactly see. And it's like this all the time, so I really wish the clothing system had just a generic, every time you go in, it gives you lighting, it gives you forward lighting, backward lighting, you can move your character around to get them just right, so you can actually customize them anywhere. Instead, if you go out in the open street, you can maybe look at that. I don't understand the alternate character. I mean, I get it if, say, me and my wife started at different times. I start a game Wednesday after the game comes out. She starts a month later. Well, I'm level 20, 25. Oh, also, on this game, leveling doesn't really seem to matter a whole heck of a lot. What's a shamog? Who knows? Like, the only real thing that changes when you level is, like, some of these, not these. You'll see that I can only equip 2 talents right now. Well, most of the talents' slots don't unlock, like my next one's 25, the last one's 30. The second one was 15, which was a pain in the butt, because you unlock a lot of these talents before then. But I'm trying to figure out, because not one of these really ups your damage, unless most of them are very situational. I've equipped the 1 or 2 that are situational, but that you use often enough. Like, I play with another person, so I will revive downed allies and stuff. Healing reduces cooldown. Most of the cooldowns are under 60 seconds. So if you've ever played a game like Neverwinter or WoW, where cooldowns are very important, on this game, they're not so much. I mean, if you equip a bunch of offensive abilities, that's all well and good, but it's not necessary. You can go through the game without using any of those, honestly. What's this shamog? Ooh. So it's like a hanging bandana thing? I like it. Speaking of load times, the load times on this game aren't actually that bad. Like, you saw me getting into the game, it's not really all that complicated. If you... I love the way they loaded out the map. If you end up wanting to... Where's a safe house? Go to another safe house. You want fast travel because all the missions I need are in that area. The loading screen sound is you walking. And again, the loading is going pretty decently quick. Maybe 30-second load times tops, for the most part.
Now entering a safe area.
Most of the safe zones have multiple ways out. They have at least 2. Now, I don't know if that was in... And again, that shows their lack of foresight or planning, or because their beta came out too close to the release of the game, there's nothing they could fix. Or, you know, just sheer playtesting. If they'd have had 100 people play the game and one guy stand in a doorway and go into his menu, you would have realized early people could grief. It's like you're stuck in a doorway, nobody can walk through you. I mean, that's a simple thing that could have been found and fixed months ago. But, whatever. The Dark Zone. That's what you guys have really been wanting to look at.
Hey, gotta see it to believe it.
The Dark Zone is this game's answer to both PvP, challenging PvE. Like, Dark Zone is treated as this game's hard mode. You go into an area, it gives you better weapons, better gear, better armor. It's got its own currency system. It's got its own crafting blueprints. It's got its own crafting stuff. It's a trip. I spent maybe 2 or 3 hours just doing Dark Zone last night. If you die in the Dark Zone, any gear you find in the Dark Zone is dropped. It is not permanently lost, however. You can walk by and pick it up. If you are on a team with someone and their stuff drops... I was playing with a random yesterday, and they dropped their gear and I accidentally walked over it. I think I picked up, like, maybe a buck or 2 of his money, but I didn't pick it all up because he was able to pick it up later. I didn't pick up any of his gear. It didn't even give me the option. So I think if you're on a team, that works. But if you kill a player, you can take all their stuff. Their money, some of the XP they gained. When you die, you lose some of your XP in the Dark Zone. The level caps are a little low. Or the leveling system seems pretty well done. I'm level 19 right now out of 30. Because right now the cap is 30. The dark zone does it in brackets. Right now, if I go into this dark zone, my bracket is from 15 to 19. My enemies will be somewhere in that scale unless I go way up here. At which point, all the enemies are like, please, you don't belong in this area, and they will murder you. Quickly and efficiently. Honestly, the levels don't really matter unless you're doing Dark Zone.